At the end of this block, you can literally see Zeema's home. Thadius, you've been at Zeema's home once, right?
Yeah.
You've probably been down the street numerous times. Yeah. Give this street some flavor there, Thadius. As a month ago. On a normal kind of a summer day. As you would have passed the street.
Well, I mean, as far as it goes, most of the streets have specific stylizations to how the houses are built there. But there are certain areas where just housing kind of meets odd patterns just because of space, right?
Yeah, it's thrown together.
So this area is kind of like Zeema's mom's house is kind of in between a bunch of other houses. It's like the space that would have been built there for a normal house wouldn't have quite fit. So it kind of fits as kind of like a centerpiece in like a courtyard of other houses.
Almost like a lone building, kind of off to the side.
Yeah, and you see them everywhere in Sea Dakota, but they're not super common. It's just occasionally you'll come around a corner and be like, oh, that's one of those buildings that was just a little too small.
Almost like a wartime house?
Yeah.
Yeah, like just a small, like one floor, building with like a bedroom and a bath and a kitchen, and that's what you got.
Yeah. Okay. So like there was way too many like 1.5 lots, and then in the middle there's like, well, we got a whole lot here, but...
Yeah. and then Zeema, as those childhood memories kind of come flooding back, as you see Thadius, maybe come to a skidding stop, as he's looking down the street that once was and what now is, give it some flavor as just like the pure destruction of the street, and just taking it, with the fire, devouring, everything it can.
Yeah, everything that is that was green, like whether it was like the grasses on the in patches on the ground, or like moss on any of the walls or any of such, if it's not been burned, it is just brown just from drying out.
You even see a lot of the barnacles on the buildings, some of the buildings that haven't even been licked by flame yet, almost blooming open, because the heat has just literally just ripped these creatures from their shells. Both of you give me Constitution saves, just from the overall heat.
13.
13 as well.
13. Yeah, like you can literally feel like your skin bubbling at times. Like just the blisters forming, and as you like I said, you maybe put a wet cloth to your face there, Thadius. Dropping your water skin, because it's just not worth putting it back into your pack. You simply can't see it because the soot and the smoke is just too thick. And you both of you take 6 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And you can just feel, like hair being singed. But there's determination on Zeema's face to get closer. It's not that she wants to know; she needs to know.
So the people that have been throwing water in like areas, so they're like small pools in the streets that have developed.
I would say so. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll kind of grab Zeema by the collar and I would like roll around in the puddle. And then I'll basically just kind of like dive and like slide through one of these little pools of water, which are probably still fairly warm, but they're wet, so
absolutely,
that will protect our skin.
Would you do so there, Zeema?
She would, she'd give a look of annoyance, but then realizing like I am practically, cooking, like burning.
Give me a Constitution save as you kind of get not forcefully, but you get kind of pushed to the ground into one of these puddles.
Just a con.
Yep.
11.
Once again, Thadius kind of this heat and this plume of smoke comes kind of ripping down the alleyway, and he kind of ducks you down and kind of pushes you into this large kind of pooling puddle, getting you wet, and you see him also kind of saturating his clothing and his skin, and you can feel that gaping wound once again, that festering injury kind of rip open, and you can feel like this blood kind of seep into the water. It's got this murky redness to it, and you realize, oh shit, what have I done? You take yourself 7 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
As you can just feel like, once again, this wound, kind of rip open.
Yeah. And, after, having, fallen into, this, puddle essentially, and having had that happen, she's, soaked now, so that's something.
Yeah.
But she would stand back up, relatively quickly, would, probably just for a split moment, like give a look towards you and probably just slap you once hard across the face.
You look to him, with hand raised, and like kind of like with venom in your eyes.
Yeah, yeah, like I mean that hurt, like, and you stopped me, like.
Again, like knowing Thadius for this last couple of days, the brotherly affection he has towards Mateo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's your brother Bialo. Yes, it's your mother Sisa. But it almost feels as if Thadius has a stake in this as well. He might be stepping on your toes, but in a situation like this, those are toes he's willing to step on.
You can see that he stopped caring about the fact that you're coming along, and more so that he's leaving you behind. Because
So I imagine you would be like...
I was going to say, it's a little bit more reckless sometimes too, so it seems like he kind of tried to get you to stop moving, sit in a puddle of water while he's going ahead alone.
Alindawn, as once again, you can just sense the smoke and feel the heat as you get closer and closer. Give me a Constitution save with your 2 nat 20s there. Oh man.
Ooh,
6. You round a corner and there's a beam that falls down, right? And it manages to strike you hard on the back, as it's also blistering with fire. You take yourself 6 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of fire. Sealing the path that you just came in behind you, as you work your way out into like the adjacent street behind, and with this lone structure in the middle of this courtyard, you can see like literally from the backside. What would this building look like? This small hovel of the Bluebrooks.
Well, you can see where the fire originated from, like where the oil tipped over and would have started the fire, because it's burnt predominantly in a certain direction.
Yeah, like this flame definitely started from within this building.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, it's originating and kind of spreading predominantly more in a certain direction, this way, from where I am.
Mm-hmm.
But it's getting closer to its last legs.
And the smoke?
Yeah, it's hard to even see what's there, let alone breathe.
Absolutely, yeah. Like the closer you get, the more difficult it is just to breathe, let alone to survive in this environment.
I'll put the cloth above my face and spray some water on it.
Would you want to move closer to the front side of the building? Or would you want to stick to the back side, hoping for a vantage point?
Okay, being in the building once before, is there any other way in? Like, is there a window? Is there a... Or is it just the front door that you can get into the building?
I think we said there was a front door and a front window. Was there anything on the back side there, Zeema?
I wouldn't imagine there would be an immediate way in, but I mean, if it's been burning enough, you might see through it just because the walls might be that thin.
Yeah, let's say we said like the floor, the ceiling boards had collapsed and stuff like that. So it's probably like a half, of what the building once was.
Okay.
And we said like the kitchen would have been from this back area.
Yeah.
So let's say the majority of the smoke and the plume is coming from back there.
Okay. I'll approach to the side, close to where it's collapsed, where I might be able to squeeze in the side of the building in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, sounds good. As you get closer and closer, give me once again a Constitution save.
8.
You take another 9 points of fire damage, and the heat is just unbearable. As you try to look in within this dwelling, give me a perception at disadvantage. 21. Okay, I'm just going to hold that for a second.
Yep.
Okay. Zeema, you see Thadius, literally, run past you, and you see him come to a skidding stop, roughly 15 feet away from the door. I imagine you'd work your way up to him?
I would, yes.
Okay. Give me some flavor. Like, this is your childhood home. As you see it literally, burning to the ground, like the last of the back of the room begins to, kind of collapse. You kind of come up on Thadius and you look into his face and you see it's just black with soot, and he looks in your face and it's the same. Even though like there's the water that he's quenched you in, thankfully, the bubbling of the skin stopped for that briefest of moments. But literally you can just see like the soot. You can feel that smudge, kind of running down your hands. And your face from the ash, and the water from this puddle. Give us some flavor as you look for the last time into what once was your family home.
Most of what I knew. I don't remember a life before this was my home. Like, maybe there was at one point, but not one that I could ever recall.
Mm-hmm.
And everything I ever had was either in there or is on me right now.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, the memories come flooding back, you know, like the birthdays and the times where there was extra money, you know, extra shells, you know, the time where your brother Bialo, you know, came with his friends and it was a sleepover, right? And the time where you know, you were left alone for the first time in the home, you know, that feeling of responsibility for looking after the dwelling. You know, even though it was only for half an hour while mom went to go, you know, pick up some quick groceries, kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if the building itself is speaking to you. You know, you feel this connection, you know, to the land, you know, to the beams, you know, to the burnt furniture. And as you look through the building, you can see, you know, Alindawn, you know, kind of, you know, on the backside of it, you know, kind of, you know, looking. You know, coughing and sputtering, you know, desperately calling out, you know, if there's anybody inside. And as you know, kind of get closer and closer, Thadius, would you? How close would you be willing to get there, Zeema?
I'd be willing to get to the front steps.
Okay, cool. Move yourself up.
Like, yeah, probably to about there.
Give me a Constitution save. Thadius, are you following?
Yeah, but I'm doing something different.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
7.
Not so bad. Again, the adrenaline is just pumping, and you only take 5 points of fire damage. But as you look in, once again, you see the bed that you and your mother shared, you know, gone. You see the kitchen counter with this flame, you know, kind of just boiling in the back of the room. You know, the countertop gone. You know, all the knickknacks, all the childhood memories gone. And in the center of this room, and you'd probably see this too eventually as the last of the walls kind of falling around itself. You see that of a form, you know, a corpse just gone to the flame, you know, unnoticeable, you know, unrecognizable, you know, and once again, you reach out with your psychic ability.
I would just just mentally, I would just like try to say, are you like she would probably like try to start saying like, are you still there? Or...
And what response do you get back, Rhys?
I mean, unless you tell me otherwise, probably nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, you're speaking to the void. That connection, you know, that you've looked forward to, you know, daily, you know, when you wake up, when you go to sleep, you know, that I love you, or that hug, you know, is gone.
Yeah, just...
Thadius?
Well, I was going to be reckless, but if we can see that sitting in the room, then there's not really much I can do. I am going to transform into a large ram, and I'm just going to basically pick up Zeema and just bolt away.
Would you like drop to your knees or just be standing there, you know, slack-jawed?
I'd say probably like standing there like somewhat agape, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually a question, I probably am only able to see in either because the door either like fell down forward or just mostly burned away.
Give me a
Like, I assume most of the walls are actually gone.
yeah, you know what? Give me I've been toying with this idea. Give me a perception.
Just a right.
Probably an advantage there, Zeema.
That is 19 total.
Yeah, like the fire at, you know, as at the back of this room, you know, this is where the fire started. You know, it's kind of taking the building, and it's kind of, you know, started there and kind of worked its way forward. As the building kind of collapses, you see like the door on its hinges, you know, kind of finally fall with the building, you know, off to the side. And there was always that missing hinge from the above, you know, that your brother Biala was supposed to fix.
Mm-hmm.
You would figure the door would kind of fall and kind of, you know, kind of slide away from the framing of the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It looks like the door has been fixed as it falls into a heap of fire.
Huh. But I probably would not recall Mom ever mentioning that was something that she would just do instead.
It was always the responsibility of your brother to do it.
But even the last time we were here, it was still squeaking because it was on one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what could have changed in a day? Well,
Alindawn, as you see Zeema and Thadius, just around the corner, through this thick pluming smoke, and Thadius turning into a ram.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. As you see Zeema literally just locked in a gaze at this charred remains in the center of the room.
Walls are gone.
It's pretty much collapsed.
Floor is still intact.
Yes, like there's no basement.
Okay. I'm going to move in to the building. See if I can gently pick up whatever's left of...
It's an inferno in there.
It's on fire. I know I'm going to take some damage doing it. Want to cast a healing spell on myself too, or a Aura of Vitality is my action. But moving up to the body, Aura of Vitality to heal myself while I'm burning, but going to get the corpse.
Okay.
And then leaving.
Is that Aura of Vitality? That's that thing that gives us temporary hit points?
No, it's 2d6
Oh.
per round to somebody.
And you're gonna give it to yourself?
Yeah. No, first round anyway.
Because he doesn't sound like much of an aura.
Probably lose that many in fire, but go for it.
Sounds good. So Zeema, you would see like through the smoke, Alindawn, like literally, just head first in.
Yeah, basically, just go to the opening, jump up. Well, because it's the fire is there, and so I've got my gauntlets on and what have you, so I have a little bit of protection, but it's going to be heating me up as I go, and my clothes are catching on fire.
Yeah.
But I'm forcing myself through it to get into the building, to get to the corpse on the floor.
Okay, sounds good. Give me a Constitution save. Hey, give me a Constitution as you get up to the front of the building first.
Okay.
You're not getting away with just one con save.
That's fine. 21.
21. Yeah, like once again, you manage to just tuck your cape all around you, and you as soon as you get close to the building, you just feel like the heat take your clothing, and as you kind of drop the cape behind you, like there's no saving that garment, and you take what was that? You take 8 points of fire. That's not so bad. Zeema, you see Alindawn, entering this building. And he's kind of worked his way up into this foundation as the smoke is just taking over him. Something in you changes.
well, I see somebody, heading into this inferno to do a grace for me that I would never imagine this, hardly anybody in my life ever being willing to do for me. And especially somebody I have known for such a little amount of time.
Absolutely.
It's remarkable.
Yeah. And like once again, you feel this energy, like this growth of character, come across you. And you realize there's more to life, there's more to this world than just like the corner of Sinakota that you lived. Give Zeema some flavor as she levels.
Well, this... I have lost two things that have, for all I knew, meant the world to me. The place where I lived and the person who raised me.
Absolutely.
And I do not know what my life will be like after having such drastic shifts, and when without the sense of comfort or affirmation or peace that there was before. But I'm gonna have to find something, and if I can't find it here or with her, perhaps I'll have to start with myself.
And absolutely, like there's this realization, that the old Zeema is gone, and then a new Zeema needs to take over. And once again, it's almost as if the building, the memories themselves are speaking to you. Like that psychic connection with your mother is gone. It's been severed. But like it's almost as if your past is speaking to you. And as you kind of reach out, you can with this new ability, as you see Alindawn, enter this room, as you feel the change in the body of Thadius. You can literally feel what they're going through. Your eyes close and flutter, and then you take the sight of Alindawn as you reach down, and give it some flavor as how you reach down and
come to the corpse, and obviously it's very, very burnt. So to prevent it from falling apart as much as possible, shove my shield underneath the chest of the body, and as best I can with my cloak, kind of pick up what's left of the body.
finish it off as you see through Alindawn's eyes.
Well, considering the circumstance and the fact that you are a lit essentially, it is with a lot more like respect and grace than what one would ever expect.
Absolutely. And finish it off. There's Alindawn, and literally, I'm not sure if you'd be able to sense this, but it's almost as if there's a presence within you. Yes, no, there, Zeema? Kind of looking through your eyes, kind of sensing, what you sense. Almost as if like that psychic ting. That was all. When Zeema reached out before you in the past, you can feel that sensation in the back of your mind. Now I would say it kind of takes the body. Where that sensation is kind of it's kind of coursing its way through your eyes. It's kind of coursing its way through your blood, like through your fingertips, and almost as if Zeema is witnessing what you're doing in the first person.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but it's kind of welcoming at the same time. It's like, if this is what she needs, I welcome it.
Is that kind of an accurate way of describing it?
I mean,
give it some flavor, Rhys.
I mean, essentially, I can see here, I can see and hear and understand what you're thinking in the moment.
Yeah.
I can't feel like your physical pain, hence probably why I'm able to handle being able to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just being able to have that sense of closeness without actually being there myself is
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So at the next round, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Something doesn't happen before.
What's your play? So you've turned into a ram.
I'm basically nudging Zeema, basically trying to get them to get on me.
Okay. What would you be doing at this point, Zeema? Like literally, you're kind of sensing what Alidawn is doing, through this new ability that you've acquired. Like the death of your childhood, and but you feel this nudging, this movement alongside of you, encouraging you to get out of here.
Yeah, before I would obviously notice. Did the door collapse right in front of me?
I would say so. Yeah, literally, it comes shattering to the ground next to you. In a clattering of spark and timber.
Would it be possible for me to take? If it just broke or burned apart as much as it did, would it be possible for her to grab the doorknob or the knocker as just a way of her bringing a piece of home with her?
Absolutely. You managed to find a part of this door frame, and actually it's the hinge. That kind of clatters, and it kind of just the door comes shattering down as Thadius steps to the side of this door in his goat form, and this hinge with a good chunk of wood still attached to it breaks off, but it's black, it's charred, it's just it's done. It no longer resembles wood. You know, it resembles like that of charcoal.
Yeah. And with having, taken, that little piece of home, I would allow Thadius to do what he needs to do to get me out.
Give it some flavor, Thaddeus.
All right. Well, once they actually grab onto me, I'll basically jut this way
Yeah.
and then just kind of like shake them off.
So your small form, weak, and still kind of bleeding out from this gaping wound. You just kind of slump on top of Thaddeus. Maybe holding on to one horn with one hand and a scruff of fur on the other. And and as you can see, Alindawn, kind of working his way out of this building. Give me a Constitution save there, Alindawn.
20. Soft 20.
Take yourself 10 points of fire damage.
It's 3 healing. 7. And yeah, I am.
Give me a sleight of hand as you try to remove this body from this building.
Okay. 13.
13. Yeah, you do manage to scoop it up as gingerly as you can, on your shield, exiting the house. But literally, give it some flavor as to how damaged this corpse is.
Yeah, it burned down to the bones per se. I mean, there's not much weighing left of meat. It's a lot more charcoal than it is body. And so in that sense, I'm just trying to reclaim what's left of the body for proper burial.
Yeah.
To give some closure. But yeah, there's parts of it that I know I can't save.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's a femur left behind. There's an arm, that kind of clatters to the ground and kind of falls into ash. And as you almost wince, as I gotta be a little more careful or whatever it be. At this point, the body is just saying, "Get the hell out of here."
Yeah.
Like the pain, the fire.
And I lose my spell.
But yeah, like you manage to save what you can.
Yep.
And as you said, to give Zeema some sense of closure. And really, this is the death of Zeema's childhood and the birth of her, really, your adulthood.
Yeah. Well, in the short period of time that I was in her household, it actually made an impression on my character too, in regards to how giving she was.
Mhm.
You could just feel it.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of my respect to her at the same time.
Okay, cool.
And Thaddeus seeing him let her kind of rip that hinge off, he had full intentions of fixing that when they got back. He's got his tinker's kit in his bag, and he was just like, once we go back, I can just fix that hinge.
Absolutely.
And now there's no building left to fasten that hinge to.
Yeah. You'll have to spend that time, mending other things.
Yeah.
But as you exit the building of Alidawn, we'll do one more Constitution save, as literally like the last of the heat is just kind of ripping through your back.
5.
Good. I can finally get you. Take yourself 12 points of fire damage. As you see Thaddeus and Zeema, kind of working their way, away from the flames, not just from this street, but just from the area proper. And Zeema would probably face deep into Thaddeus's fur.
Yeah, just a place to, I don't know, like wipe her tears or just to muffle herself.
Yeah, just weeping silent to herself. Just give some description as to how badly, in shape, like visually, you would be after entering this furnace.
Majority of any cloth type thing on me is gone, tatters maybe left. That's about it. They've really burnt off. My armor is hot,
A black with
steaming,
Yeah.
and coming off of it. And yet I'm still trying to cradle the shield with as much ease as possible.
Yeah, with as much respect.
Yep.
And as you take that final look back, as you can hear like the flame, crackling, this small hovel behind you, you see off in the distance, just around the corner, these 4, let's see how many, 5 tieflings, kind of point in your direction as they start making the move towards you. And we'll leave it there.
Awesome.
Excellent. Good stuff, guys. You okay there, Rhys?
I'm still standing.
I got a little teary-eyed there.
I saw that.
Yeah, this is one of the moments, like, as soon as I knew that, okay, somebody has family, it's important, like, I like to, pull on those heartstrings. And it's like, okay, we kind of said that something traumatic was going to happen. And here we are. I think this really is a turning point for Zeema. It gives her motivation to explore, to get out there, other than just what's happening with your brother. And like, once again, that connection with your mom, now is kind of passed on to just a little bit of everything. Yes, no, through this new ability you've acquired.
Yeah.
And I mean, ultimately, your home is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you do as a person who has lost their home?
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to find out. And if you don't mind me asking, what was the like? It's pretty interesting how there's almost this like untouchability aspect to these guards / cultists of the city. It actually like, I'm just a history fan, so I just like learning stuff. It reminds me very much of how in Western and Central Europe in the Middle Ages and early Renaissance, city executioners actually had that same air about them, in which average citizens would never touch them because they were believed to be cursed.
Well, yeah. And what I love about that time is that all that gruesome stuff was considered entertainment too.
Yeah.
Like a hanging, people would travel from out of town in town for Thursday night hangings.
Yeah.
Because that was entertaining. Like when you couldn't read and you didn't have access to like the Wi-Fi, there was nothing to do other than plow the fields and be hungry all day.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's like modern society too. Because I mean, if you look at dramas on television, they are quite gruesome.
Yeah.
Because you look at them and you're like, people can't really act that way. It's like,